would this be considered? This is, as I should have titled it, I'm over here in Lover's Lane. I got my first facial. I feel like I got a first real facial. You want to get a facial, you want to go to China, to Vietnam. Not Chinatown, not, maybe Japantown. I feel like the Korean, Japanese is type of people. Just right offhand, I'm sure them somebody be like, oh no, the what's the name? Da, 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 da. Oh, you can't be Chinese, whatever. But just from what I've just witnessed, it's like Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese. And now the right order though, ooh, 'cause almost like kind of want to give it to the Koreans, and that's only because when I was seeing, this is like 40 years ago, and I'm seeing late night the Koreans on TV, um, doing soul, you know, soul music. They was like little Jodeci's back then. It was just I was heck a week off of that. This is a pretty view. I know this is still summer. This is like a long weekend. But I like to make these live just this closer. The event I keep this on here because it's not necessarily. It's part of my page. Like I said, it's all a freestyle. Sometimes it's just about. It's not about telling a story with music behind it. It's food for thought. Everything like the story is food for thought. Always, same things. This from um, the inner being self, and I like these times too, where I'm not expecting anyone to pop up and listen and interact with me verbatim. I'm more so doing this because I do want everything to be as real as possible. It's like, when I finally get up and in front of an audience, at that you got that moment, especially when it's live. So, you know, you can't skip. And if you do skip, you gotta straighten it back up. So anyway, just going back in here, I guess they would call this probably Lover's Lane. I did find out about it by dating someone, so I can get that. But I like coming here on my own a lot. Is my point, you know. And it's definitely not as busy as it used to be. Because there was a time when it's almost like you really just couldn't come here and be by yourself. And overall, you really wouldn't want to. You'd want other people here because then it's less likely for somebody to just isolate you out. And, you know, because some people will go down, there's just some steps right here. See there? There's some steps there. They lead all the way down over there, which right over and all that's water. That's the ocean over there. That's the beach down there, and people will have you know, little bonfires. So it's like you want people here so nobody can come back in your cars vandalized. Because overall, like these homes, a lot of these homes are just rentals. These are the places that people with a little bit of chickity change will like rent out for a month or a week or something. you know, just to hang out. The water, you can tell that the light is gleaming off of some water, reflecting. So says no parking between 10 to 5. And that's just it. Look, they had to stop that. But overall, do they enforce it much? They probably come down here randomly, especially if somebody is here and they get a complaint on them. And that's just it, too, is that somebody call. Um, that would change a lot. But now it's, what is this, only 7:30, so I got time. If anything, it's a good place where you could be like, I can come here, I can nap all day. Like if you got a thing where you do all something all night, it's just about the bathroom time. And that's where these handy female urinals come in. 'Cause I need to pull mine out and keep it handy and start using the damn thing. You know, I need to really. I'm serious. Those things can really come in handy. Whether it's the older you get or just about the convenience, you just have to be somewhere just to have that thing. Would be such a lifesaver. Alright, so I was showing earlier someone where the Little Dipper and stuff is. It'll focus in eventually. What's that? And those little three things. You know, they had said, oh, them people, they got that little boxer. I can just tell it's a boxer by how she's standing. See that dog walking off the street. She looks like a little boxer. Oh, she is, though. I can, she is. Well, now, if it's a she, I don't know. Maybe a boy. Dogs are so cool to have. Even if one is a little intimidated, it's still, if someone is coming, let you know. And that's like to me like the perfect alarm. Besides, yeah, sure have cameras, but those can't fail. It's still like somebody getting on the property to know about it is important, you know. Like what is all this? So it looks like somebody might be having a fire. Maybe. No, those are lights. But it's important. I want to talk about hygiene. Somebody was the lady making a video about her experience being in an environment with women for about 8 years straight. And, she was talking about how, like, the smells, which is basically, like, yeah, you go behind somebody if they use the bathroom, if they got a stench, it's going to leave a stench behind. You're going to walk into it. Her point was that any place she's at where that is being exposed or aired, like getting up and down the beds, like, got to be subjected to the stench. Now, here's the thing, the messed up part is a lot of girls, because this is how I look at it, a lot of those girls are young coming from foster homes where if nobody was in there teaching them stuff, they just got thrown. They'd be like, hey, there's blood. If nobody taught them, eventually somebody eventually tell them, but you're gonna be bleeding soon as you're gonna need these. Here, all of us girls use this, so usually start off with that till you start screwing. But from looks of you, you'll be screwing soon. I can imagine how they'll come across. I could go to my storage. Come across those young ladies. There's stuff I need to put in my storage and just stuff I need to. Part of me just be feeling like sometimes I just want to downsize, just get rid of stuff. You ever just and be like, I just really want to have what I got till I get to wherever I'm going. I'm stopped for a minute because a friend gave me their a loved one's rabbit coat, and it's a big red rabbit coat. I'm just like, I'm gonna wear that somewhere. She's like, you should just wear it all the time. Just wear it. Hey, that might be my repentance. Might make me a little bit more comfortable with. It's not easy watching people die. I really put a bunch of crap in me, but I'm gonna filter it out. See what I'm saying? Just like freestyle, just letting go on their mind. I'm like, I still want to talk about like the lady in prison. That's what I'm going about. I mean, well, I didn't say prison, but now, but obviously that's what it was. I should be polite. Um, yeah, I was at a hostel in a room with a bunch of girls, and I'm like, I don't ever want to do that again. I want to be in a co-ed room all the time. Co-ed is just way better. If anything, I could feel cool. We could all just meet some dudes. We just walk around with our shirts off. Not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. If anything, bring questions, or they might be like, now I just can't even imagine you with tits. That it would even look normal anyway. And they didn't. They were lifeless. They were just a bunch of blah. Oh man, life is life is just so interesting. My everyday decisions in it, how we how we live it. Anyway, so those girls more than likely that the young ones nobody taught them. Some of them been out there on the street that could have known better, but they have just gotten just blown away. Now it's unfortunate, and they know that it's needed, but probably for one, like all them girls should just go through a regimen of antibiotics when they're about to go. Boys too, when they're about to go through jail or any kind of incarceration. Clean out their system, whatever it is, because one good shot of some antibiotics like penicillin or some stuff like that, and I'm saying like whether they got taking the pills or not, find out who's allergic and who's not, give somebody some minoxidil treatment, all those things they should give them, because a lot of them are coming in from off the street, so no telling what they've been subjected to like the night before or that night hasn't surfaced or has surfaced and they've been hiding it behind dishes, all kind of stuff that is something that could be treated. Like people shouldn't have to be subjected to that because those are kind of things to where, unlike like for the dudes, for the most part, it's them not washing their behind. You know, um, where the girl not only not washing her behind, or her vagina being more, it's like she got to pay a lot of attention to that, and many aren't taught that. To really, you're supposed to really pay attention and clean your vagina. You know, same with the dudes, especially when they aren't circumcised. But if anything, it's more than just rubbing washcloth. Ooh, I've got it. My ears, not only they itching, but it's itchy because it's a little icky. But who knows? Somebody might be talking about me, and or catching something. That's why I'm drinking down this apple juice. I was just thinking about something, and that's what I don't want you. Well, I don't mind if you catch me doing it. This is what it's like to be live on Memorex, and that's some things where people, where it's like, could it really be done? Where it's just 100%, 24/7 live. Mm. Because there's gonna be something where somebody's like, no, X that out, X that out. I don't want somebody to hear them heard me say that. Hurry up and cut the tape real quick, or somebody cuts it like cut the tape. We can't let the people hear somebody say that, and it's like, wow, that was how somebody really thought at that moment. You hear a confession of a moment where it's like, oh, I didn't plan on, and so that's why it's like, could a live thing really be just totally live? Because there's gonna be a point where eventually you're gonna forget that the cameras are on you, you know. And that's just like where for me, like if I'm not tripping, if anybody's on here, we got. I'm not gonna acknowledge that I might see people, but and I'm just rambling because that's what I want to do. I want to capture this thought and a live thought and have it out there later in the day or someday. You know, when you look back and be like, who was up with her? And then I may say something of some validity. And as I was saying about with the females and their hygiene, and guys too, if nobody teaches you, you won't know any better. Again, if you find yourself in a situation where you're now about to be confined with the same sex for an amount of time, especially on the girl's part, it's like instead of pointing fingers and being like, oh, she stinks, it's like, one, they should get in there, give them like some minoxidil treatments, some penicillin treatments, especially if they're coming from off the streets, just anyway, whether it's from a drug user, drug seller, prostitution, just whatever it is, that this homeless and got caught that they was robbing, whatever it is, I just feel, especially if they bring it to the attention, because they shouldn't be subjected to it and used to and get used to it, or just be like, what can I do about it, and just just accept it like it's normal, especially for girls. So it's just kind of more so sad what I got is I didn't finish watching what all she had to say about it, but she was just mentioning like, hey, whether you're using the bathroom or somebody getting up in the bunk or walking even by you when it's really bad, the smell. So I don't know if there was conclusion, or but it made me feel that they don't care for personal um, medical, and apparently for women that are incarcerated, they don't give them that option. Is what I'm looking at. You have the option to apparently to get some minoxidil or something. It's like that's kind of fucked up. That's kind of fucked up. Cause like I said, cause it's just gonna make stuff worse. And if anything, I would put into some girls out there and they having too many babies or something. Um, just tie their tubes, give them a hysterectomy, but clean them up. They should all have to run through medical. Oh well, they'll get their money back. They can use some inexpensive stuff. There might always be that one person that's got to have a better regimen, but so be it. Why not? Like, 'cause that's just it. Teach somebody some things about themselves, or just alone, like knowing how to clean oneself, could give somebody a boost of confidence to respect themselves a little bit more, and then demand respect from others. Just a little bit more. Just knowing that. I mean, that's just how I feel, but who knows? Especially if someone, because sometimes people, there's a lot of people out there that don't know what it's like to love themselves, to really feel the kind of compassion that they truly need from another, and not just something where they're just like, well, that's their way of, that's just how they love me. It's a lot of hurt and broken people, and we need to put more positive messages out there to fix that, to change that. People don't need to. People don't. They don't need to be feeling that envy, holes, vendettas, or even have any. Communicate a little bit more. That's what people need to do. Just communicate. And then when communicate, people will also respect the communication. Yeah, they need to respect the communication. When you express to someone that you're not happy and they say, well, then leave, that's more than anything you should ever need to know. That they could give a damn whether you stay or go.